Welcome to Shot Recap. Today's film is How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. A young live streamer, chasing easy money, agrees to take care of his terminally ill grandmother. But the time he spends with her forces him to rethink his entire outlook on life. In a world overloaded with non-stop news and noise, sometimes all you want is to tune it all out and focus on what truly brings you joy. The film opens in a Thai cemetery during the Chinese national holiday, Qingming, when families visit the graves of their ancestors. An elderly woman, Meng Ju, surrounded by her children and grandson, is seen praying at someone else's grave. She likes the spot. It's peaceful and well kept. When the actual relatives of the deceased arrive, her children quickly lead her away and take her to her own parents' grave. Su, Meng's daughter, mentions that they plan to bury her next to them someday. But Meng insists she wants a more beautiful resting place, like the one she was just at. The problem? A plot there costs 1 million baht. Notably, the wife and daughter of Kyung, the eldest son, didn't even show up to pay respects. Meng asks her grandson, M, Su's son, to put down flowers on the grave. Barely looking up from his phone, he half-heartedly dumps the flowers from the bag. Disappointed, Meng climbs up a hill to show him how to properly honor ancestors, but slips and falls, cutting the memorial visit short. She's rushed to the hospital where Su stays by her side. That evening, Su returns home. Her son is busy live streaming a shooter game. She tells him that Grandma Meng has been diagnosed with late-stage cancer. The doctors say she has less than a year to live, but the children have decided not to tell Meng the truth. M, who only knows about one kind of cancer and thinks it's no big deal, takes the news with a shrug. He's more concerned about getting a new computer for his streaming setup. Later, M gets a message from his cousin Mui asking for help setting up her TV. He heads over to her place. Mui, now a certified nurse, takes care of her bedridden grandfather, changing his diapers and helping him through his final days. When the old man dies, it turns out he's left most of his wealth to Mui in his will. M gets nothing but a silver belt, and the rest of the family walks away with even less. That's when a brilliant idea forms in M's mind. After the funeral, he travels to another part of the city to visit Grandma Meng. Outside her modest house grows a pomegranate tree with each fruit carefully wrapped in a protective bag. But before even knocking, M secretly lists the house for sale online, highlighting its great location near the metro and shopping centers. Meng is understandably surprised by her grandson's unexpected visit. Trying to make a good impression, M offers to buy her favorite dish, fried fish, from the market. But when he sees a long line at her usual vendor, he opts to buy it from a competitor instead. Meng, with her years of experience, instantly recognizes the fake. She sends her scheming grandson back out, demanding he do it properly and wait in line. By the time M returns with the right fish, she's already eaten the first one out of sheer hunger. Later, during a visit to Mui, M finds out she sold the house she inherited. She's moved into a hotel and is now working as an OnlyFans model. Her wardrobe is packed with different costumes. Nurse, police officer, you name it. Each one helping her reel in more donations. From his cousin, M learns that elderly people truly value the time family spends with them. While other grandchildren stopped by for just 15 minutes a week, Mui had stayed by their grandfather's side full-time, and that made all the difference. Determined to cash in on Grandma Meng's inheritance, M sells his computer to raise some starter money. Then, under the guise of being a devoted grandson, he moves in with her, bags and all. Meng doesn't buy his sudden show of affection. That's when M confesses the truth. He knows about her cancer diagnosis. To his surprise, Meng takes it calmly. At her age, death is always just around the corner. Like in Final Destination, she says. She heads to bed early, explaining she has to wake up early for the market. M, clearly not thrilled about his new schedule, has no choice but to go along with it. In the morning, still half asleep, M slams off his alarm and ends up running late to the market, where Grandma Meng sells snacks. He tries to help her set up, though it's clear he barely knows what he's doing. Later, they head to the bank with her pushcart to deposit the day's earnings. When they arrive, Meng refuses to let M handle her money. Instead, she insists on dealing with a longtime trusted employee. Sunday morning rolls around. M is surprised to see his grandmother dressed up. Visiting Aunt Sue explains that Sunday is the day all the kids come to see their mom. M would have known known if he didn't always skip those family visits. During lunch, Meng calmly tells everyone that she knows about her diagnosis. M already told her. The family immediately starts thinking of ways to support her. Sue switches to the night shift so she can take her mom to therapy sessions during the day. At one of these sessions, while they're in the pool, Meng asks her daughter why she's going through all this trouble. Sue simply says that taking care of your mother is what any daughter should do. But when Meng learns that her daughter is sacrificing sleep and working nights just for her, she considers quitting treatment, which sparks an emotional argument. Trying to cut through the tension and perhaps to win back some points, M offers to take over driving Grandma to her appointments. For their first outing, he calls in backup, his cousin Mue. At the hospital, M ends up waiting in a long line. While Grandma Meng receives her chemotherapy drip, Mui tells her cousin that next time he needs to stay and keep their grandmother company, earn some points if he ever hopes to inherit anything. Back home, M gently helps Meng up the stairs to her bedroom, showing genuine care for the first time. As they settle in, she reminisces. When he was little, he used to be terrified of ghosts and would crawl into bed with her and Grandpa. She'd sing him a special lullaby to help him fall asleep. That night, M wakes up to find Meng praying at the family altar. Startled, he asks what she's doing. She explains she had a nightmare. She saw her parents coming to take her away. M reassures her, telling her she's strong and that the illness won't beat her. Not wanting her to climb the stairs anymore, he gives up his own bed and insists she sleep in his room instead. M's care for Grandma Meng continues to deepen. He helps her with errands at the market and assists with household chores. At one point, he even helps wash her with a towel, an act of intimacy that leaves them both a little embarrassed. Wanting to keep her safe, he installs a webcam near the altar in the living room so he can monitor her remotely on his phone in case she needs help. Together with Soya, Ming's youngest son, they install handrails in the bathroom. As Soya prepares to leave, he tries to pick one of the pomegranates growing outside the house, but Ming firmly tells him not to. Before heading off, Soya asks his mother for money, but she refuses. After he drives away, Meng confides in M that she actually prefers not seeing Soya too often. When life is going well for him, he tends to forget she even exists. Later, they travel to the suburbs to visit Qiang, Meng's eldest son. He wants her to move in with him so he can take care of her. Though he's prepared a private room for her, Meng doesn't seem thrilled about the idea of becoming dependent on her eldest. M isn't too happy about it either, but he dutifully accompanies her. They take a commuter train to a Buddhist temple to pray. As part of the ceremony, visitors write their wishes and prayers on special cards, offering them up to the gods. As Grandma Ming dictates her prayer to M, she thoughtfully mentions each of her family members, including him. On the way out of the temple, M points out that Qiang, along with his wife and daughter, didn't mention Grandma in their own prayers. Meng calmly responds, they have their own family to take care of first. M isn't convinced. He claims Qiang is just pretending to care about her, all for the inheritance. Then he shares what he asked the gods for, that Grandma wins the lottery of fate and miraculously recovers from her cancer. On the way back, Qiang checks in and asks if his mother will be ready to move in with him by Sunday. She nods in agreement. Then, together with her grandson, they stop by a store to buy new shoes. Suddenly, in the shop, the grandmother asks if her grandson also cares for her just because of the inheritance. He smoothly dodges the question with a vague answer. Later, during another chemotherapy session, Meng notices her hair falling out. M tries to cheer her up by using phone filters. However, once back home, Grandma has to shave her head. They spend time playing cards together, during which Meng shares that the main problem with holidays is that she cooks for the whole family out of habit. But in the end, there's too much food left over because the kids don't come. She also thanks M for spending time with her. On Sunday, none of the children come to visit Meng. The eldest son, Qiang, is unhappy that his mother has changed her mind about moving in with him. Shu is sleeping off her night shift, and as revealed by a hidden camera, Soya stole some money from their mother's savings jar during a previous visit. Angry, M goes to confront his uncle and finds out that Qiang owes 1,000,000 baht, lost through gambling. To help his uncle, the young man gives him the silver belt he inherited from his paternal grandfather. In return, he asks Soya to lay low for a while, pretending to have gone out of town. M tells Meng about his uncle's debts, so when an unfamiliar man knocks on the door, she asks her grandson to hide, thinking the visitor is a creditor. But the guest has come in response to the house sale ad. The old woman realizes that M put her house up for sale without waiting for her to pass away. She says nothing to her grandson. After giving him a shirt for a job interview, Meng picks a pomegranate from the tree by the house. She explains she planted it on M's birthday. The tree is his age. When M learned this as a child, he asked his grandmother not to give the fruit from that tree to anyone but him, and she has faithfully done so ever since. Then they visit Meng's brother, who has become wealthy because their parents left him the entire inheritance, even though Meng was the one who cared for them. The old woman asks her brother to lend 1,000,000 baht to buy a plot in the cemetery, but he refuses. On the way home, he tells his mother it doesn't matter where she's buried. Dead is dead. She retorts that family would much rather visit a grave in a beautiful place than some remote corner of the world. The chemotherapy sessions end with another doctor's visit. The doctor says the treatment hasn't worked. Sue can't hold back tears, while M tries to deceive his grandmother with false optimism. The deception doesn't work. She finds out that the illness is progressing. That very night, the young man hears her having a nightmare. Writhing in pain, she asks her ancestors to take her home. At the next checkup, Kiang asks Sue about the paperwork for their mother's house. It's better to settle it now. She admits that their mother had already arranged for the property to go to the irresponsible Soya, so he could cover all his debts. M is stunned by this news, but feels powerless. That's just how things are. However, as he wheels his grandmother out to the hospital parking lot, he asks why she didn't leave the house to him. Is he really less worthy of the inheritance than his uncle, drowning in gambling debts? Deeply hurt, he tells her that her parents did the same, leaving everything to her brother, and then storms off. The young man returns home and continues streaming on his phone, never having bought back the sold computer. His mother says that in his resentment toward his grandmother, he resembles Kiang, who even said he wouldn't attend her funeral. Sue also confesses that she cared for her mother not for money, but out of family love. No one visits Meng at home anymore. M watches the surveillance footage, feeling a natural wave of guilt. He rewinds to the moment when workers are loading his grandmother's belongings. Uncle Soya sold the house and sent their mother to a nursing home. Unable to tolerate this, M goes straight to his grandmother. There, he meets his uncle, who offers money in exchange for taking care of Meng. M refuses, reminding Soya that after their mother's death, no one will be there to help him. M then goes to his grandmother to tell her he's taking her back home. Together with Sue, they arrange home care for her. Kiang brings his daughter to visit their grandmother, but stays in the car himself out of resentment. M tells Kiang that when he was little and sick, Meng prayed for his health. As a sacrifice, she gave up eating beef and hasn't eaten cow meat for years, proving her devotion for her grandson. After hearing this, Kiang enters the house to be by their dying mother's bedside. Later that evening, M approaches his grandmother's bed and takes her hand. Realizing she's passing, he sings her a lullaby, the very same one she once sang to soothe him through his childhood nightmares. When he finishes singing, the grandmother peacefully passes away. During the wake, M receives a phone call from the bank. Grandma had a savings account in M's name. Finding the documents, M recalls how, as a child, she told him she would save money for him as a reward for good grades. The boy promised that when he grew up, the first thing he would do is buy her a nice new house to replace the old one. M withdraws the money from the account. Together with the family, he transports Grandma's coffin across the city, narrating to her where they pass by. Their destination is an expensive plot at the cemetery, the very place Meng dreamed of resting. Using the money she saved, M buys the burial spot exactly as she wished. During the next Qingming festival, the whole family comes to visit her grave. When Rainbow scatters petals over the tomb, M recalls Meng's teachings and joins his cousin, feeling the breeze as if Grandma's spirit gently caresses him. And with this, the film ends. This was Mike Moz. Love and take care of each other because the real treasures are close to you.